So good morning all. Again today we would be talking about report writing. So we would be proceeding further with the next steps that we need to follow during report writing. So now when we are talking about report writing, today we would be talking first about the table of content. First, when we are talking about when a report is prepared, report is not much longer. It's not longer than more than 10 pages. So we will have to again. So why 10 pages? In 10 pages, how would we, in an organized way, how would we write it? What is a proper synchronizing way? And what are the steps that we need to follow? How the complete drafting should be, an organized manner, and how would we, the titles, subtitles and all, how would we handle it? So now today when we are taking about the table of content is the body again. So how would we again write it down? We would have the lists of headlines and appendices, that is again of the report. We will have the list of headlines and the appendices of the report. Why? Because yes, what all now in the table, like what all is going to come in the body part, what all are we going to write about and other things. So naturally we will have the list of headlines, and how we would be proceeding further step by step in a proper manner, in a uniform manner, that yes, our report is well understood and well accepted. Fine. Again, now when we are taking, depending on the complexity, the length of the report, the tables. See, some things are into the tabular form even, because when we are sharing some report, might be there is some things that we need to show the table about what exactly is the observation or what we want to share. It could even be into the tabular form, into the table form. So again it is the table, the list of illustrations. So together this would be coming into the number of pages. When we are again combining all step by step, this would have number of pages, and those number of pages would not increase more than 10 pages. Fine. Usually report is, again guys, when we say too lengthy reports even, might be people would not officially, might be they would not, because if it is done into a proper manner, concised way of showing a report, could again help us in less number of pages and a complete report being shared. One more thing that we would take care of is, I will give you an example of the structure. Again, the numbering form, when we are taking it, the numbering form, most report have the program of numbers. Fine. Again in that we have first is the numbering part. We have one way is this, other one we have is, this is the numbering. We have decimals, decimal form, that can have, example is 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. We could, because if we are talking on a topic, fine, when we are structuring it out, when we are talking about a topic, so again in that topic even you could have subheadings. So it would be 1, the numbering would be 1, but again 1.1, 1.2 according to the subtitles. Fine. And again into the subtitles, even if you have again other subtitles, fine, then again how would we have it? We would be following Arabic numbers. How about Arabic numbers? When we are saying, we would say 1.1, again in that 1.1.1, 1.1.2, 1.1.3, or even it could go, this thing is 1.1.1, 1.2.1, 1.3.1. So again, and it is so on going. This is Arabic style of numbering. So even this sometimes is used during report writing. So the decimal form even can be used and the Arabic form even can be used. Next, when we are taking it, the abstract and the summary. Abstract and the summary, again when we are talking, is the main report that we would be sharing. But again, it has to be followed in an organized manner, because it has to be into a special language, fine, which again we know should be understood, because when we are presenting a report, it has to be understood by the concerned people accordingly, and it has to be followed in a professional manner. So again, these are the most parts of the report, and the abstract should be short. Again, how short it should be? It should be like of 2 paragraphs max. So each abstract, when we are sharing, it should be short and sweet, well understood, simple. So the language that we would have is the concised way of writing. Fine, again concised way, which has the coherence being followed, that people should understand the exact point that you want them to understand. Only then that, yes, the concise message can help us. So again, abstract should be short and simple, nice understood, well understood. It should be short as 2 paragraphs max, or even we could say 2 paragraphs or 250 words. And again, the abstract is different from the introduction. It is a summary of report. Abstract is a summary of report. Okay, abstract is summary of report, which includes one sentence. For every main section of the report, it will have one sentence. Fine, it will have one such strong sentence that we say, we can call it as the introductory sentence. Fine. So every report would be having this, a summary of this one thing that we will again have summary of the report, which includes one sentence. The summary of the report, but before it would include a sentence, it is a main sentence. Fine, it is again the main section of the report. It is such a like the summary of the report, which includes one sentence from the main sentence of the report again. So it would be highlighted, we can say is a highlighted point. Fine. Again, one more thing that we need to remember is the abstract should contain the essence of the report, again based on which the reader decides whether to go ahead with reading the report. Please remember, this is again one important point, because this would help us when we are creating a report. Like as this sentence says, the abstract should contain the essence of the report based on which the reader decides. Please see this. The reader decides whether to go ahead with reading or reading the report. As we say, even the subject of any content that we are writing. Fine, the subject of the thing, again, seeing the subject, we decide whether we have to read it or not. The same way, the abstract of any report should be such. So we should have interesting abstract, short and sweet, well understandable and interesting, so that once when we say, this is one point that we know, that the reader accordingly decides whether I should continue reading or it's useless, like is it fruitful or not. So please, let's have a real crisp and clear language. As we say, we use the acronym KISS. In report writing, please follow, use the acronym KISS, keep it short and simple. That would help us in having a nice abstract of any report writing. Then we have next is introduction. Again, when we are now talking about the main content of the report that we are going to share would be into the introduction. Again, the abstract has been done where we have already spoken about short and sweet about the report. Now we are going with the introduction part, that what exactly are we wanting to talk about in the report. Like when we say this should give the content, the context in fact and scope of the report, and should include the terms of references. Again, we have two, the introduction should be such, fine, it gives context and scope to the report and should include the terms of the references too. Our objective has to be clear, guys. When we are sharing a report, our main objective behind the report has to be very, very clear in our introduction. Fine, we have to clearly define the objective, the thumb rule. Fine, this is very important in the introduction, the thumb rule that we have followed. Fine, these things are very important. Again, when we are talking the inquiries, our methods of inquiries, limitations and all the important points during our survey, during our report, because making a report is, again, we are sharing all our details, that how exactly have we acquired the report, how are we successfully making it. So your objective, your limitations, your challenges, all those things in report that you would be mentioning it further. Then we say we would follow is the methodology. What is the methodology that we have followed? See, everyone has a different way, a different methodology of following any work that they are doing. So even during report making, what is the methodology that you have followed and why? Again, please mention that in this section to be said, it should be stated as how the inquiry was carried out. This is mainly that they need to know. This shows our ethics that we have followed during report making, and this is very important for people to know, that how ethical were we, that yes, what is the procedure that we have followed, how genuine our information is, because we need to show how ethical we are, because we need to show the genuinity of our report. So the methodology has to be explained. Next, when we say is the discussion, okay, yes, first is we would talk about the results of findings. After the methodology, even we would give is the results of findings, that this is the way that we worked out on, and what was the result, what was the outcome of our survey, or whatever we had done, the analysis of ours, whatever we have worked on, what is our report. So you will have to even give the reports of the findings. So again, when we say present your findings, so present your findings in as simple way as possible. See, why in a simple way? Because they will not understand the challenges that you have faced. For them, it's like how you have worked, what was the result of your finding. See, more complicated and more detail that you would be giving, it would create more questions, more confusion. Instead, again, concise language, short and simple. Please use that and present your findings in a simple way, as simple as possible. The best way is this. Then the discussion. Again, why discussion? When we are talking about the report, after the result finding, won't we have what is the outcome of the thing? When we are analyzing it, fine, it's not that only I have taken the decision. So again, the discussion, that how have we come down to this result, how is the conclusion come. So again, the discussion should be, and the discussion, this is the section where you can analyze and interpret. You can analyze and interpret your results. And how would you do this? By sharing the information that you have got, by sharing the information, by sharing the challenges that you have faced, by conveying all the required things. So the discussion on the results that you have found, because it's only you who can logically share the details. So again the discussion part would be shared. Then we have conclusion and recommendation. Again conclusion and recommendation. This is the section of the report which draws together the main issues. It should be again expressed clearly and should not present any new information. What do you mean by it should not present any new information? Because when we have already shared the prior details, now we are only coming to the conclusion. Already we have shared our observation and everything, the result of our observation. So now again if you are adding a new point, it will create a confusion. So please don't add any new information, any new point. It should again, because this is this is the section of the report which draws together the main issues, because now it is the conclusion. Now it is the final statement. So the final lining of the report when we are giving, it should not create again a confusion with the new information that you are adding on. So please see to it there is no new information added. References, again give a precise detail of all the work. Fine, and this that we would do is give precise details of all the work by other authors which has been referred in the report. Again the details should be included in this references, like because there are all the observation only we have not done, a single person. We have even shared the references of the other observations, and those observations even that we are going to share. So we have two precise details of the work of the other author, and again even we will share that, even that would be included. We will have to include in this their observations too, so that it could be clear in the report shared. Again in this that we would share is author's name. What are the points again that we would remember? Now when we are saying details should include, one is author's name and initial to, date of publication, title of the book, title of the book or of the paper or journal. Then again that you will take care of is the publisher, place of publication, where it is published. Again the place of publication is important. Page numbers, again the page numbers we can go into digital form, and the details of the journal, volume in which the article is published. Yes, so in which article is published or has appeared. Fine. So these are the details which should be included. Now again when we are looking at the types of report, there are various types of report that we need to again accordingly work out. Fine. First is the research report, business report, third is the scientific report. So now when we are again according to the report that we are preparing, we need to work out accordingly. So these are the different types of report: the research report, the business report, and the scientific report. So the scientific report has the facts that have been observed, facts and the observations and other things that we would be, facts and figures would be in the scientific report. Business, again, the business analytics, the ups and downs, and what exactly are the challenges of the business in the business report that you would get. Research, again the research paper, the research report that we are doing it is according to on what topic are we doing the research. So accordingly it will be talking about. So these are the various types of reports, and when we are talking about features of report writing, now when we are talking about the features, first is, please remember, we need to have the clarity of thoughts and ideas, because accordingly we can design our information and frame it up accordingly in our report. So we need to have is the clarity of thoughts. Second point that we need to take care is comprehensive and self-explanatory. What do you mean by comprehensive and self-explanatory? See, when a person is reading the report, it should be clearly understood. Someone need not explain it. When a person goes through it, itself is so clear that a reader would clearly understand, seeing the report, that what report is this and what exactly is the information shared in it, and accordingly all the details they can go step by step. Fine. Next, when we say is compact, again why compact? See, lengthy report again is people are not going to give attention to, and unnecessary information and other things sharing is again waste of your time and others' time. So it has to be compact, concise, keep it short and simple so that people even give interest on your report. So as we say, even earlier we said, the starting itself they decide whether I have to read the report or not. So please maintain it compact. Fourth is accurate. Why accurate? It should be again the coherence. Accurate report, again it has to give the truthfulness of your report. Accurate information it has to share. It should not be like you're assuming things in writing. No, accurate information you have to present. That is important. Factual. See, when we are talking about accurate, again it has to be factual, because you are not going to speak something assuming things or just phantom stories. No, you have to again be factual. You have to even give us technical details, which is again very important, because on what topic you are talking, it has to have those technical details. So on what you are working, that points has to be clearly mentioned. Again it has to have reliable documents, and last but not the least, the feedback on the report. Whoever has done the analysis and other things, you will have the feedback. So please even share the feedback of the report, because that again is very helpful for the opposite person, for someone else who is reading it. Feedback again carries a great impact. Fine. So this is all that we would talk about report writing. So when we are saying report writing, it is a professional way of writing about whatever we have analyzed, studied, we are sharing it. So it has to be shared in a proper manner, a accurate way, a truthful message. All your observations, analysis, details, please share it in a proper manner, a professional manner. As said, please follow the steps. That would help you a lot in report writing. Thank you and have a great day.